You're with us. Sharing with siblings can sometimes be difficult, and in a family of cars, when you have to share the same chassis and shape, it can become almost impossible. That's just what the latest Buick Regal GS has to contend with. It shares most basic components with its sedate relative, the Century. Yet in the '97 Buick clan, the supercharged Regal GS is the high-performance offspring. So, is the GS truly a wolf in sheep's clothing? Well, there is only one way to tell, so our first stop with the all-new Buick Regal GS was at our test track for some fast tracking through the tracks. With a ready and willing 240 horsepower, 3.8-liter supercharged V6, the Regal GS pulls off the line smartly. Most of the 280 pound-feet of torque is available from 1,500 RPM up. That extremely generous yet flat torque curve guaranteed very fine 0 to 60 times of 7 seconds flat. For the record, that's a full 2 seconds faster than brother Century. Score 1 for the Wolf. Now what happens when you exercise the steering wheel? Well, there is some Buick-style waffling on turn-in, but the standard Grand Touring suspension settles down quickly. Grip from the 16-inch 60 series tires is better than expected, while body roll and front-end push are most moderate for a GM front driver. On the track or on the roads leading to it, the Regal GS encourages the kind of relaxed confidence you get from driving the same car for a long time. So this wolf is now wearing a cashmere sweater. Finally, brakes. Here the kinship between Regal and Century was most obvious. Despite an all-disc setup, the pedal lacked the kind of firm feel you expect of a true sports sedan. Nosedive was also plentiful. In short, what you expect from a softly sprung Buick. However, stops averaged a reasonable 124 feet, and more importantly, had virtually no fade after repeated stops. So the cashmere wears like iron. Indeed, this is an exceptionally well-dressed car. But rather than cashmere, a fine grade of leather trim is standard, as is a well-calculated amount of cushy support from the luxury-look front bucket seats. There is also just enough wood-tone trim to differentiate Regal from Century, as well as an aggressive console-mounted shift lever. The 4-speed automatic includes driver-switchable traction control. The rear seat access is also pretty straightforward. The doors are wide and room is fairly generous for 3 average adults. The center section folds down as an armrest and reveals a pass-through to the trunk, a useful feature Century lacks. So while trunk room is the same between the two cars, 16.7 cubic feet, once again the Regal GS proves it delivers something more. And it does so at an easy-to-wear price. $23,490 for the GS to start and $25,205 with a full load of options. That's about $3 grand more than Century for a car with similar components but a vastly different character. Yes, a wolf in sheep's clothing describes the Regal GS. A Buick, if you please, that shakes up the family. Not a black sheep, mind you, but an offspring that goes its own way. In the end, the Regal and Century may share the same birthright, and both can certainly do as premium family transportation. Yet their appeals couldn't be more different. The Regal GS is the one Buick that lets the fur fly.